And Kayla, back to you guys.
Meg, thanks so much. Meg Terrell for us with the latest down in Dallas. Right now, let's talk more about that city and efforts to prevent Ebola from spreading.
Joining us now is Michael S. Rawlings, Mayor of Dallas, who joins us now. Mayor, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you. This is very important.
Talk about how this is affecting Dallas as a city, the people, and also the government's efforts to keep any panic from spreading at this point, with more than 100 people or nearly 100 people possibly coming in contact with this.
Well, it's an amazing situation because Dallas has become such an international city. So we have to care about what's happening in West Africa or mainland China. On the other hand, it's very local. And now this is a very local issue in a certain neighborhood with a certain amount of people, and we've got to track those individuals very closely. Obviously, our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the patient first. Then we've got the closest circle of his family, as you just reported, that those folks are in isolation. We're feeding them. We're making sure that we get all the material out of their house that could be harmful. And then we're going to as many people as we think got in contact with this individual. Most of them were at the hospital themselves, so the hospital, I think, has good protocol. And now it's in that apartment complex, and we're interviewing every individual and putting a protocol in place for each of them. So it's a lot of discipline. CDC's been great. The state's been great. The county and city are working closely together. Hopefully, we can minimize this, and hopefully no one else gets sick. But even if someone else gets sick, that we'll have we'll contain this.
Mr. Mayor, certainly folks around the country are nervous. Can only imagine what the psychology is like in your own city. Can you fully assure the people of Dallas at this point that this story isn't going to get any bigger than it already is?
Oh, I think this story has a life, and I can't predict exactly where it goes. I can tell citizens of Dallas that they're very, very safe because there's zero chance that you can come up with this disease unless you meet somebody that has active symptoms, and you've got to exchange bodily fluid with them. And so we're containing that, and I feel very good. The city is nervous, but the city is not scared, and I believe with Mr. Friedman that the issue is really West Africa, not Dallas. So around the country, we should have always been anxious about what's happening in West Africa. One resident just ended up in our city, and we're going to take care of him.
Mayor, you mentioned the periphery of people that the city is currently questioning and testing at this point. Do you have the resources to keep all of those people in quarantine? How do you actually carry that out? Where do they stay, and for how long?
Yes, we have all the resources we need between the county sheriffs, the city and police. We've got police there at the complex. We don't need all those people for all those folks. For instance, our paramedics that took this individual to the hospital used certain protocol, and they are under self-isolation, so we don't need to make sure that they don't leave. They're doing that themselves, checking their temperature every twice a day and looking for symptoms. Most of these individuals are going to be in that. We're categorizing high risk, medium risk, and low risk. That report hasn't come back to me yet, but that's the work we need.
Sir, this gentleman's family is obviously unable to leave the apartment, and they have to stay there for a good number of days. What happens if they did try and leave? What would literally happen to them?
Well, there is an order for them to stay. We presented that to them last night, and they understood completely and agreed completely to do that. We do have a sheriff sitting there to ensure that no one comes in and out, that they will be contained, and really it's around the citizens of that neighborhood and the rest of Dallas. This is an important moment in containment on this issue.
Yeah, are you disappointed, sir, with the way that at least we understand the hospital to have reacted initially?
Well, it was great that everybody had been trained, and it was great that we took the information down, but the fact that information was not communicated was amiss, and The Presbyterian has been a great hospital. My daughter was born there. I've been there many, many times, and they're really professional. And they're taking care of this patient, but obviously that was a miss.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, we appreciate it. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And the good folks of your city.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor Michael S. Rawlings. Let's send it over to Kate Rogers.